How's it going, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of Moderately Responsible.
Happy Monday.
Episode 2, baby.
Yeah, 3 moderately responsible dudes just talking about moderately responsible things. All right.
How was your guys' Monday?
Well, first off, how was everybody's weekend? Did you guys watch the fights?
I did watch the fights.
John
Bone Jones, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Now you're behind him, huh? You're like, now.
I've always been behind him.
Hey,
Yeah.
Everybody knows now, right? The return of the GOAT. We were wrong about our parlay.
We're wrong about our parlay. Sorry.
We had 3 out of 5.
Yeah, sorry for whoever rode with us. That's our bad. Well, we'll get you on the next one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey, one of those L's was a split decision, okay?
Yeah.
We could have had that.
We lost one for sure. The other one was iffy. It was
Right.
yeah, it was 50-50, so
Well, yeah, it was a great fight night.
Yeah. What'd you guys do? I just had some friends and family over. We made some carne asada, had some drinks, watched the fights. It was a good time.
I had to work, sadly. But oof is right.
Yeah.
Oof is right.
No, I think I had a chill Saturday night, just kind of stayed at home, hung out with the kids, and just watched the fights.
Right on.
I was impressed by most of the fights. They were entertaining for sure.
Oh, no, we had what? We had 4 out of the 5 of the fights were finishes. 4 of those finishes were submission chokes. I mean, it was an exciting night. I mean, Shavkat versus Jeff Neal was all action all the way through to the end. So, and then, like I said, the return of the GOAT, John Jones, got it done in, 2 minutes?
In 3 seconds.
Yeah. And then how about Alexa Grasso?
Yeah, that's that.
Dude, what a...
She just went there and handled business. I mean, it was a pretty close fight, right? What was it, 2 rounds? 3 rounds?
4
rounds.
Round 4, and Valentina is a long reigning champion. She's an excellent fighter. She's kind of the boogie woman of her division. And Alexa Grasso, she seemed like she wasn't faced by the pressure. She went after her, and she took advantage of her opportunity.
Yeah, Valentina was on top for the last couple of rounds, kind of smothering her down there, and I think in the process she ended up gassing herself out, but it was a great fight.
Did you guys see how they made a mural of Alexa in Mexico for the win?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for
saw
real?
that?
Like a graffiti mirror.
Yeah, graffiti mural.
Yeah,
It was badass.
I'll see if I'll put it up
see if
on
you
screen.
can find that.
Here, I'll pull it up for you guys, and I'll pull it up on there for you guys as well. It was quite surprising, honestly. Like, I was obviously rooting for Alexa Grasso, and there were some moments there where she was not looking so hot, but at the end of the day, she came and handled business.
She got the W. And now she's the flyweight champion. So congratulations, Alexa Grasso.
How can you just
Which is crazy because...
That's badass.
snap of a finger, just champion? I love it.
Which is crazy because, she was such an underdog.
Oh, yeah. What? She
Such
was
an underdog.
Plus 600 or
Yeah,
something
she was
like that?
+6.
It's apparently the year of the Mexicans in the UFC.
Yeah, Moreno, Rodriguez, and now Grasso.
They made a mural of Moreno, too.
Yeah.
I saw that, too, yeah. So...
Oh, dude, Brandon Moreno is underdog
he's,
story. Yeah,
he's OP, but...
Yeah, I love Brandon Moreno.
And I'm just sick of those fights, like him fighting the same guy like 4 or 5 times. Like, come on,
dude.
let's get some new people in there.
When they fought the second time and Moreno choked him out, we were flying home from Florida that night, and so I pre-bought the pay-per-view. I told all my friends, I said, don't call me, don't text me, don't message me what happened. I'm turning my phone off. And so pretty much the whole fight went on while we were on the plane, and we landed in Vegas, drove home, and I'm watching the fights. It's like 2 a.m. And dude, I'm beat, right, from all the travel. And when Moreno choked him out, dude, I cried. I was so happy when he had that moment in the octagon, because I've been following his career for a long time, and so it was fantastic to see that moment.
Yeah, Moreno's definitely been on my radar. Probably not as long as you, but he's just grown to fame so much in the last 2.5 years. It's nuts. I mean, he tied up against I forget his name off the top of my head.
Davison Figueiredo?
Figueiredo?
Yeah.
During like COVID, right? Was it like COVID?
Yes, I think it was the end of 2020. They fought the first time, and they fought to a draw.
Yeah.
The second time they fought, Moreno choked him out. The third time they fought to a tough decision, but Moreno got dropped 3 times in that fight, so they gave it to Figgy. Mm-hmm. And then after that was the most recent one where Moreno got the TKO.
Did you see that fight?
I did not see that fight.
Oh man, you got to go back and rewatch those. They're just
I mean, they were as even as it could be, right? They were one win, one loss, and one draw up against each other. And I think that rivalry went over 5 years. No, 3 years. I'm sorry.
yeah. It's I don't know. I think Mexicans this year are hopefully by the end of the year these Mexicans are still champ. We're gonna see Yair Rodriguez go up against Volk.
It'll be Volkanovski next unless something else crazy happens. But
Have they made a date on that?
no, I mean Volk's just coming up. They both just fought on that same card last month.
That's right.
And then the UFC. I mean, look at right now with how big that John Jones news was in the MMA world. I mean, that's really all anyone was talking about there.
Who is John Jones fighting next?
He said Stipe, and Dana said Stipe, and Stipe said John. So I would assume that they'll be fighting each other in July. That's kind of when John called his shot. I mean, it's not like he took any damage in that fight.
Yeah. As soon as they can, he's gonna run it back. I think John Jones is that type of guy.
There's money to be made.
There's money to be made. He hasn't fought in 3 years.
Are we gonna have to go to that, boys? International Fight Week is always in Las Vegas.
We're gonna have to go to that.
Is that in July?
That is in July.
We're gonna have to.
I'm free in July. Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be a great time. If we do go, it's gonna be a great time. Just the $18 beers are gonna hurt the pocketbook.
Kidding.
I think podcast episode 20 is gonna be in Las Vegas. We're watching that fight live.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be definitely a little vlog or something going up for us. It'd be hard to take all the equipment, but that'd be awesome if we could.
We'll just record a
figure it
bunch
out.
of it on our phones and
We'll figure it out.
So John Jones, I'd mentioned that he was looking a little pudgy, but honestly, he used that weight to his advantage and just took down Don.
Yeah, he just ripped him down, went right after him, and he even on that guillotine, he had that top pressure. He had him up against the fence, and he had that pressure on the back of his neck, just cranking on it.
I have a question. I don't know if it was you
Yeah.
or James, but someone, when we were in the group chat, someone said, oh, John Jones might lose. What was going on while I was at work? That was Lucio.
Honestly, there was just like a feeling in my
just
gut.
a
It was
feeling.
just a gut feeling, and I was just like, I don't know.
See, I was thinking at work, I was like, oh, my John Jones came out
Okay.
like, soft or something,
For the people who saw that, I sent that message around the time when they were cutting like the tape around his pinky toe and stuff.
Okay,
So in the middle of John Jones' walkout,
Uh-huh.
actually right before he enters the octagon,
A step away from the cage.
he had some extra tape on his foot, and anyway, they were cutting off. He had too much tape, apparently, more than he was allowed, so they were cutting it off.
Oh, okay.
Zero.
But there was
It's
quite
probably
a
zero.
lull there. It was like a 3-minute.
And he immediately goes in and does like a somersault. Like he does like
his cartwheel. He always does that.
He does a cartwheel
He
right
always
off the
does
rip,
that, right when he enters the octagon.
jumps, and I'm like,
That was GG after
that was a
somersault.
flex.
Yeah, that was a flex for sure.
And around then, shortly after, I had remembered that Gane maybe had some surgery on his hand, and he had some like scar tissue and
Like,
stuff.
You did say that too, right after.
So I was like, I take that back. So,
He did take it back. So
but it was great. It was great. I'm glad he went out there and just. I'm ashamed that I doubted him even for a second, but I'm happy that he just went out there and handled business.
Right on. Did you guys do anything Sunday?
Sunday I worked again.
Working man, busy man. That's
Working
good.
Man, yeah, it's crazy.
Sunday I went to Vegas to have a lunch.
Nice.
I had brunch, I guess. I went to Vegas to have brunch, and the menu was very like almost inspired like classic American, and it was like Mexican cuisine as well. And I'm like, they might as well just call this I can't remember what I said, but IHOP. It was basically like IHOP, but like for Mexicans.
So you went to Mexican IHOP.
I went to Mexican IHOP.
Okay.
It was called Casa El Almuerzo. Basically like House of Brunch. and I was like, well, it's pretty much called IHOP.
Right on.
It was
it
pretty
good?
good.
Yeah.
They had like very fancy pancakes, like gansito pancakes, mazapan pancakes, all these like Mexican inspired candies and treats, and they were just infused within the pancakes. And I didn't have pancakes, but a friend of mine had mazapan pancakes. Do you know what mazapan is?
Yeah.
Basically like a dry peanut. Well, he's like, oh, these pancakes are dry. And I'm like, what'd you expect, buddy? What'd you expect? I had just had a burrito. It was pretty good.
Gansito pancakes. That sounds
Sounds better than the
The masapan.
the
for sure.
masapan for sure. Yeah,
Sure.
Probably just get some eggs and chorizo.
That too.
I think he yeah. I mean, not eggs and chorizo pancakes, but
Oh, you know what? Actually, on Sunday, because Sunday we just cleaned up and we were just resetting for the week. Sunday I had a bunch of leftover carne, so I
Taco
made
carne?
myself an omelet, fat omelet with a bunch of carne asada and salsa and cheese, and it was fantastic.
that I love
good.
omelet. I can always go for an omelet.
Yeah.
So how was your Monday, James?
Dude, honestly, my Monday was a little rough. I kind of came out rocky with a bad attitude, and then I kind of went to work, and there's a couple people just kind of, it seemed like they were having a bad Monday too. So like that just kind of fed into my day, And then I got off work, and I was getting ready to go to the gym and work out and stuff like that. And I was talking to my brother. We were just messaging back and forth. Seemed like he was kind of having a bad day, and it just kind of reminded me to humble myself and be like, you know what? We all have bad days. It's all about how you get up and react to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then on my way to the gym, I was riding there with my buddy, and he's talking to me kind of about what he's going through, and I'm just like, man, I'm really just kind of being a little bitch today. You know what I mean? And I was just like, it kind of reminded me of like, if we all throw our problems in the middle, like you take your shit and run back with it and deal with it, And so it's just kind of like, man, kind of what I got going on isn't really shit, it just reminded me to humble myself and,
Yeah, a lot of it is the way you react to your problems and situations. So, yeah. for
Exactly.
sure.
I'm gonna say something corny.
Say it.
It's not.
bro, get it out.
It's not about how hard you hit. It's what's that corny?
How about the Rocky quote?
Yeah.
It's not about how much you can give. It's about how much you can take and keep on going.
Exactly. There you go. I mean, we're all grinding.
Yeah.
It's life. Grind.
Yeah, man. You gotta get up and get on with it. A similar quote on like the similar topic. Have you guys ever seen that movie Blow with Johnny Depp?
I love that movie.
I know a lot about that.
Yeah.
Great movie.
So there's like right in the beginning of the movie when he's talking about his childhood, and he goes to the bank with his dad, because his dad's bankrupt, and he looks at his dad and he goes, "I don't ever want to be poor." And his dad looks at him and he goes, "Look, George, sometimes you're flush and sometimes you're bust, and when you're up, it's never as good as it seems, and when you're down, it feels like you'll never be back up again. But life goes on."
Money comes and goes. That's what you do with that money when you have it.
Shout out to Blow and Johnny Depp, George Jung.
Did you know George Jung died?
Yeah, I mean, he spent a lot of his time in prison.
I mean,
I know he got out, but, he
Yeah.
spent a lot of his time in prison, and it's not like they have the best health care in prison.
R.I.P. George Jung. It just sucks because I feel like when he was released, it was like so fresh in my mind and like Blow. And then he was, at the time, there was like a Mexican band that made like a really banger, made a badass song. And as soon as he got out, he was touring with this band around Mexico and the United States and stuff. And it was just so fresh in my mind that he was out, and then someone had mentioned he'd passed, and sure enough, he passed like shortly after he got out. It's just a bummer.
Yeah.
Live
I
life
wonder
to the
if
fullest.
if he ever got to like reunite with his daughter or anything like that.
I'm sure we can find that, but yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so. I think he did.
Bro, at the beginning of that movie when they go to Mexico and they're just running around asking everybody for mota.
Is that what they do?
Well, in the movie. Like that's what they were doing in the movie.
Oh, it's been a minute since I seen it. I love that movie though.
Speaking of Blow, have you guys heard about the 4 U.S. citizens that got kidnapped in Mexico?
God, yeah, that's unfortunate. I was just looking at some people that were in the area that were recording the whole incident. Automatic weapons were firing. A whole shitty situation for sure.
I know a lot of my friends. So we're going to Oaxaca for a wedding. Are you going, James? Sorry, James isn't going, but
My passport's not in yet.
sorry, my passport's not in yet. So we got 2 weeks. So hopefully, it'll get here.
It's in 2 weeks?
It's in 2 weeks, bro.
Oh no, I don't think my
March
passport's
22nd.
gonna come in, dude.
It's in 2 weeks, March 22nd.
Who's getting married?
Jaime Moreno.
Oh, Moreno.
Yeah, Moreno's getting married. Yeah,
I only
in
know him
Oaxaca.
through you guys though.
Yeah. So our friend John. So he's Asian. Our friend John. He's Asian.
Is that
He's like-
relevant to the story?
A little bit. It's a little relevant.
Okay.
So he's Asian, so he's never been to Mexico, and he's like super scared to go to Mexico. And then we've all been like telling him like, nah, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
I am
like,
also Asian, and I am not scared to go to Mexico.
James is also Asian, and he's not scared to go to Mexico.
For the
John is scared to go to Mexico.
John, you can do it.
For the
John, if you
record.
see this, you can do it.
John too, you can do this. We're exposing
Represent
John right
us
now.
well.
So John has been like super scared about to go to Mexico, and then I know we're like one of our friends like posts on the group like, oh, 4 U.S. citizens got kidnapped, and it's all talking about like how they were not involved in like the drug cartel. There was just like an accident.
Okay, wait. How many of those U.S. citizens that were kidnapped were Asian?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I feel like we need more data.
I feel like these 4 U.S. citizens were like Mexican and just kind of
Mexican Americans.
Mexican Americans, you know, kind of just. I don't know though.
I briefly
don't
read up
quote me
on
this.
it.
Don't quote me on this.
See, John, it sounds like none of them were Asian.
I briefly
Yeah,
read
John,
up.
you're safe, John. If
Yeah.
you're Asian, you're safe. If you're Asian in Mexico, you're safe.
I briefly read up on that, and they were like they lived in North Carolina, and they were they were going on a van somewhere to Mexico for a medical procedure, and they just got caught up in the mix.
So they were driving to
and they had
then they're for sure Mexican American. If they're driving from North Carolina to Mexico, they're Mexican American.
Jesus.
No,
For sure.
I don't know for sure. We don't know for sure.
But who else is going to drive from North Carolina through Mexico to get a procedure?
100% Asian over here would not drive from North Carolina to Mexico. I'm just
To
not
get a
doing
procedure.
it.
There's no way.
I'm not.
You know
doing
how far away of a drive that is?
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be a Mexican American that did it.
it. Exactly.
Honestly, I don't know. Desperate times come for desperate measures. It's possible that they went down there for a life-threatening situation, health emergency that they couldn't afford here in the States, and they just went down there and we're going there to feel better or whatever, and they got caught
pull
up
up the link. Pull it up.
I'll pull it up, but
It could be true. But
what are you?
What are you trying to do?
I tried to do that. Worm.
Oh no! What's this one? Oh, I have the volume down. Here. Thank you.
You having fun with that?
Oh.
That's the one I was trying to do.
4 U.S. citizens kidnapped in Mexico. Oh gosh! Stop! I'm putting the volume down.
Turn that off.
I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, they're U.S. citizens. Does it matter?
I mean, yeah.
They were in Mexico with like United States license plates.
Right.
And
the good thing about it is that the United States is doing something about it. So it's
they just did a press conference on that.
yeah. So you know, it does add a level of assurance. You know, at least for me going down there. You know,
They put out a $50,000 reward
Yeah,
to enter
$50,000
information,
reward.
leading to arrest of the culprits. I think one of the Americans passed by a stray bullet.
Good God.
It might have been a Mexican.
I mean, if anybody passed, that's still unfortunate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are definitely some injuries, and I think one casualty. Oh, several. I think there were several casualties on the part of them. That I saw them scooping up bodies, and usually when the cartel uses a guy, if there's still people alive, they'll do their best to like recover the bodies, but it doesn't always go that way. Don't do that. Don't do cartel shit.
We got to be better as people, as a whole.
yeah, it's crazy that you know some of the world is still doing stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you guys wanted to mention? I think we had some more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, who was our irresponsible guy of the week?
Oh, okay. So some of you guys maybe I'll put it up, at least some screenshots. I don't know how far YouTube will let me get away with it, but there was just some 2 guys in like a cafe doing a little mini podcast similar to ours, and one of the guys.
Well, they're sitting up against a window too, so it's all glass behind them, so you can see everything in the street.
You can, yeah. It's like it looks like it was New York, right? Wasn't it New York? And one of the guys just mentioned, he's like, "Man, it's really quiet in here." And as soon as he mentions that, you see a white, I mean, I guess I think it was a white car, T-bone a black SUV, and that that SUV just swerves right into the glass right behind him and almost pins them up against where they were sitting at.
Just right into the building.
Yeah, that's our irresponsible guy of the week. And for a second there, I thought that the white car that T-boned that car ran a red light. No, you can see the light in the background. The black SUV was the one that ran
That
a
was
red
the
light.
culprit?
Yeah. Okay.
Who was our responsible guy of the week? Was it the 3-year-old who pulled the piece out of his little brother's mouth?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see.
It's like a little TikTok or something.
We for sure got to put these videos, or at least screenshots. I think we should put the videos up. We're not big enough where we can get copyrighted yet.
Dude, you'd be surprised.
And once we do, then we worry about it then. In my opinion.
Yeah, he's like hula hooping in the background, and then his little brother gets on the camera for a second. And he's got like a little, I don't know, it's like a little black something in his mouth.
Honestly, it's not popping up.
And then he just runs over there and gets it. Here, I got you, bro.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Quick on his feet, bro. Good for him.
How old is
Smart
that?
kid.
How old is that baby?
The baby's
Shit,
like,
he looks like he
like
can barely
one?
walk. Yeah.
Like 1? Yeah.
and then the other kid's probably like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think he's 3, right? Is that what the article said? Yeah, that's our responsible guy of the week. And
Is our 3-year-old kid saving his little brother from getting choked.
he's our cool guy of the week as well.
And
Very responsible.
and he gave it to his mom, which is, pretty OP.
Even though mom was like, "What's going on?" She didn't.
Your mom
know.
was trying to do a TikTok, trying to do like a little hula hoop TikTok. Didn't know what was going on, but no worries. You
When
got
she-
your 3-year-old son saving the day.
When she
No worries.
when she looked at that video back, she's like,
She's probably like, oh shit.
"Let me post this."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Apparently.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, thank you for posting it.
I think we're posting it, and now we got the responsible guy of the week.
Yeah, thanks.
Who's our moderately responsible guy of the week?
Honestly, I'm drawing a blank on that.
Moderately responsible.
I feel like we were all moderately responsible this weekend.
I think we're all moderately responsible.
Yeah.
It didn't go out this
Let's
weekend.
pat our own backs. Yeah, look at Luis. Worked all weekend.
We just
all
came
weekend,
back
didn't
from
go
the
out.
bar.
We just came back from the bar. So were we moderately responsible?
Hey,
Correction. I was at the gym. They were at the bar.
you're our moderately responsible guy of the week.
But we came back from the bar to film the podcast, so we were kind of moderately responsible.
Fair enough. I'm drinking now, so.
So, the Murdaugh verdict
let's
came
talk
down.
about the Murdaugh verdict.
He's guilty for murdering his son and wife.
It's crazy. That was crazy. So my question is, was the son that was killed? Was he the one that did the boat crash?
Yes.
Or was it the guy? Was it the son that lived that did the boat crash? I don't know. Comment down below if you know who it is. I don't know.
You guys sound like you're talking about an episode of CSI.
It
Law
low
and
key
Order and
is.
some shit.
No, it low key is. So the story started with like, it was like, because I remember like seeing it like on Daily Mail or like some news website where it was like this kid crashed a boat and like killed another dude, but got away because because his dad was like a lawyer, like an OP lawyer in this county. And then like a year later, that same dad lawyer ends up getting convicted and sentenced for killing his son and his wife.
I think the murders took place in 2020, but yeah, a year later after the accident, he murdered.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy story.
You know, you think the Murdaughs would know a thing or two about murders?
No.
No. They like
We're gonna edit that out.
I think Lucio wants to get canceled today.
they murdered their housekeeper.
Can we get a cancellation over here?
No, there's been several murders in their trail.
It's been like a very sus. It's a very sus story.
They're sus.
And the crazy part about it is that he's like a big time lawyer. This Alex Murdaugh guy.
Right.
He's a big time lawyer. So like you would think he would know how to get away with murder, but
Their family has roots in South Carolina, in that
like 5 generations worth.
Yeah, like
5 generations worth. And the only reason that he got caught, and I guess he kind of did almost get away with it. The only reason he got caught is because his son that got killed ended up doing like a video before he got killed that pinned his dad at the crime scene. So he had an alibi. He was saying that he wasn't there and he had shown up and seen them like all dead. So then when they went to court or whatever, the defense ended up like going through the son's phone and found a video.
Digital evidence.
Yeah, digital evidence that had like his dad's voice, and that's how they like
and the mom
linked him to the crime, and that's how they got him. It's crazy. It's a crazy story.
Yeah, the father used that digital evidence to try to like throw off, whatever, try to prove his innocence. But little did he know, I guess he listened to those videos muted because he's in the background of that. And he actually had a shirt with blood splatter like on it. And apparently it was tested in like a inferior way, and they decided to throw that out. And so he was banking on the video, and it ended up biting him in the butt. Like him and his lawyers were like, let's use this digital evidence. And sure enough, he's in the background, and that's it.
I can't wait to watch this on Law and Order in a few months.
Oh, it's been a thing for years. I think this all drama started in like 2019, 2020.
Yeah, but it just closed recently.
Yeah, he's been convicted.
Like last weekend, like a couple of days ago.
Like Friday.
Yeah, like he got sentenced and
to life.
Convicted. It's crazy to think too. Like imagine how many other like people get away just from like being in like position of powers or
all
position of power. It's
all
crazy.
Time. I don't want to talk about it because then I'm gonna get suicided. But
well, you're already canceled, bro. So
well, we're running low on time.
We got about a minute left, but
we've got a minute left. I think we could have. I think we talked about everything we wanted to today.
Yeah, I think we covered quite a bit.
Yeah, this was a good episode.
Thank you, Thank you, everyone, for watching. Appreciate it.
Hope you guys enjoy. Good night.
Until next time.